So welcome back to another episode, and today I thought I'd look at Street Fighter V 5 months later. It's nearly 5 months later since it originally came out, and has it improved at all? I remember when it first came out I was upset that there was no one-player mode, that networking was terrible. How is it now? We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna start with the good, the bad, and then the ugly. Unfortunately, but let's start with the good. There's a lot of great things that have come out. All of the new characters are awesome. They're really a great addition. You know, a lot of nostalgic characters, a lot of nostalgic stages. Seeing Guile's stage is incredible. Balrog's stage is also really awesome. The music is back. I really like those aspects. So I like the new characters, love the new stages. That's a good thing. Also, a really big addition that just came out the other day, the cinematic story mode. I tell you, I often don't say this, but I was blown away by the story mode. The reason why, I'm a fan of the old Street Fighter 2 animated movie, and I really enjoyed that back in the day. Taking to the characters and, you know, going on this big adventure and how they all interact with each other. Street Fighter V's cinematic story mode is exactly the same. It's a movie. It's really a movie. I'm nearly at the end of it. I've been blown away by it. I've really sat, I've never skipped ahead. I've sat and totally enjoyed all of the characters and see how they all interact. And there was a few moments where I was like, wow, I didn't know that about those characters. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I was going to say a few things there, but that is really good. Compared to the old story mode, which was just some pictures, which were nice pictures, but it was like, wow, this is the story? I was a little disappointed in that. So the cinematic story mode that's been added really makes up for a lot of things. Is there a one-player mode yet? No, not yet. You can still do training and survival. That's still there since the beginning of Street Fighter V. Now, let's get into the bad. Let's get, unfortunately, into the bad of the game. Now, remember the big thing was that the game would be completely free? Well, I was wrong about that. We all were wrong about that. Capcom was like, don't worry, you can just download everything, you know, for free by getting, you know, in-game fight money. Where that seems to have stopped now. Please correct me if I'm mistaken. But back, a few months ago, you could get a character's alternative costume by playing the game and making fight money within the game by, you know, defeating certain obstacles, defeating certain enemies, doing things over and over and over. And it took a long time to gain fight money, you know, by fighting people online, all that kinds of stuff. Where now, so you could unlock costumes that way. Where now it looks like you can only unlock costumes by buying it at the PlayStation Store. That's the only thing that I saw. I didn't see any alternative there. So I don't know if Capcom switched it all now, or I'm just missing something. But it's very unusual. I went to unlock Ken's alternative outfit, the new one, and Karen's alternative outfit. And the only thing that I saw there was the PlayStation Store way to buy it. So, and also you have to buy the stages. So I was kind of, you know, I didn't mind buying a Season's Pass. I didn't know we'd have to buy a Season's Pass, but it's like, okay, we have to buy a Season's Pass. If you want all the new characters and all that, you have to buy a Season's Pass. And it's like, oh, so we're going to have to buy a Season's Pass every year. Well, I don't mind doing that for new characters. I'll give them that, but having to buy all the alternative costumes and the stages as well was a little much. Now we get into what I call the ugly of the game, and this is something that has gotten better, I think, subtly better, and that is the networking, the matchups online. It's still slow as all hell. The one thing that I hate is when I'm really excited and I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm really in the mood to fight people online and have a good time, and you're just sitting there and you're just looking at the screen working itself, you know, behind the scenes, trying to network you, and you're like, and the thing is in Street Fighter 4, it was never this slow. It was never this slow. I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally it matches me up. I have a pretty cool match, win, lose, or whatever, and then you're waiting again. Now, I got an interesting little piece of information here. I found this on the GAF forums, that up to Street Fighter V's release, there was only one network coder behind the scenes. One. And it was on his LinkedIn page. I'll show it to you guys right now. Can you believe this? He takes full credit for being the only person working on the network code at Capcom there. Wow, that's unbelievable. Then they gave it to a third-party Korean developer to do the network online. That's fine, but when this game launched, it was a fucking disaster. You couldn't even get online. I couldn't play one player. I couldn't get online. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the networking is, I gotta say, when you do get in a match, it's excellent. There's not a lot of lag or anything like that. It's very, very strong. When you lose, you know that you lost and not from lag. But it's just connecting to those matches that is the problem. That's the only thing that kind of drives me a little bit nuts. So, yeah, how's it been for you guys? What do you guys think? What do you think about the downloading stuff for money, via the PlayStation Store and not for fighting money anymore? Am I wrong about that? Is there something that I'm missing? I don't think that there is, but yeah, I love Street Fighter 5. I think it's a great game with a few downfalls to it, unfortunately. And if they get the one-player mode in there, I'll be like, okay, at least I can do the one-player mode offline. But what I hate is when I go to play the game, it has to connect to the server before I even play the game. It's not like it just lets me in, and I'm like, okay, cool, I can just do survival mode or whatever. It has to connect me online because of my profile, your fighter profile, which is very annoying. Remember the old days? You put in a cart, you were playing it, you could play the one-player mode, you could play your friends when they came over. Man, this whole networking thing has been added on, and it's great. It's amazing to be able to play against people all over the world, but fuck me if it takes forever to connect. That's the only downfall to it. So, what do you guys think of all this with Street Fighter V? So, anyways, guys, until next time.